folks, the Filipina here, and today it's Gracie time. And for you guys out there that don't know Gracie, she's one of the best attorneys here in Dumaguete City. So if you ever need legal assistance, I'm gonna leave her contact info in the description box of this video. So hey Gracie, how are you?
Hi P, I'm good. How are you? It's been a while.
I know, right? And a lot of my viewers were asking me, so when is Gracie coming back to the show? So here we are. Well, I got a lot of comments from my viewers saying that they're going to come here and work. Maybe they're too young to retire and they do need an income to stay here, or maybe they just want to keep working after retirement. But what they need to know is that there are very few jobs here, so they'll probably need to start their own business when they get here. So my question for you, Gracie, is that can foreigners work here in the Philippines?
The general answer is yes, provided they have the proper visa for it. If they're just using their tourist visa, definitely they cannot work with a tourist visa.
Okay, so they have to secure or apply for a working visa before
A working
working.
visa, yes, that would be one of the visas that will allow a foreigner to work in the Philippines. Or if they have a resident visa, that will also allow them to certain work in the Philippines.
All right. So how about if they have the SRRV retirement visa? Are they
I believe
allowed to
one
work?
I believe one of the privileges of having a retiree's visa, which is also an equivalent of a resident visa, is for you to have a gainful employment in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. So that's great news for guys out there who are SRRV holders. And probably most of them are here to retire. But in case they want to work, that's one of the privileges granted to those SRRV visa holders.
I believe, yeah. So
Okay. So what if they're married to a Filipina and have a 13A visa? Do they automatically get to work or do they need to get a special permit?
well, being a resident in the Philippines by reason of marriage to a Filipina, that will entitle you to have a gainful employment as well in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. So foreigners who are married to a Filipino citizen can work here.
Yeah, correct.
Any type of work, like owning a business or being an employee.
Being an employee, yes. Remember that owning a business, let's say a sole proprietorship business, that is limited only to be registered under the Filipinas name. But you can operate the business by being the employee of the registered owner. Well, technically, that's how it should be, but you know how it is in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
They just
So
use the Filipinas name or their wife's name in the registration of the business. Anyway, it's considered their conjugal asset, and they are the ones really operating or managing the same.
okay, so the business has to be under your Filipino spouse or your wife. So, do expats need a work visa in order to have a YouTube channel here in the Philippines?
If the purpose of you coming to the Philippines is to create a YouTube channel so you can generate income, that could constitute gainful employment, and yes, you should get a working visa for that one. However, if your purpose is just tourism and it's just incidental that you want to take videos of the Philippines and to show it to the world, and you just want to share your videos, it's not for the purpose of really working and making films or videos to generate income, then that would be okay. As long as, of course, whatever income you generate from those videos, you're properly paying your corresponding taxes. As a general rule, since you are generating income in the Philippines through Philippine-based content of your YouTube or any merchandise that is in the Philippines, then you should be paying your taxes. So, as a tourist, you're expected not to do any gainful employment here, not earn something from the Philippines. But if you are doing so, you are generating income in the Philippines, and the book of your work is done in the Philippines, let's say you're selling merchandises and these merchandises is in the Philippines, and then definitely you should be paying the corresponding taxes on that income.
So what are the consequences for for those foreigners who are earning here in the Philippines via YouTube and they're under tourist visa?
um, you have to watch out for BIR to run after you, or for somebody to report you with immigration and may cause your deportation, or worse, being blacklisted in the country for violation of your visa.
Oh, okay. So you have to watch your back,
Correct. So
basically.
just be very careful. The
Right.
government may not run after you immediately, but when people, somebody is after you and files a complaint before the immigration, DFA, um, or BIR, if they are really in pursuit for
Mhm.
you, against you, then you know how Filipino thinks, or other people thinks, just to get rid of you, right? So just be very careful.
In the expat community of vlogging here, there are arguments between people, and that can be a reason for them to report you anonymously to the BIR, and that can cause you trouble. Because before they can leave the country, they need to secure a clearance, right?
Exit. Yeah, if you've stayed more than 6 months already at one time, then you are mandated to secure an exit clearance.
Ah, okay. And then if there's a pending case or a pending investigation against you, you can't get the exit clearance, right?
Yeah, depending on what is pending before the Philippine court or the Philippine office. Let's say you have violation of non-payment of taxes that has been reported already by the BIR to the immigration, then yeah, you will be liable to pay those things before you have your exit to the country, from the country. For violation of their visa, there is a specific prison cell or detention area somewhere in Luzon that is within the jurisdiction, I believe, with immigration or with the Department of Foreign Affairs, that detains foreigners who violated the provisions of their visa. Pending the case, they will be detained there unless they are able to bail. Just like I believe I have mentioned in my first few videos with UP, that I have this client before who
Mhm.
violated his visa, or somebody reported him that he was working in a restaurant, and at that time he was just helping his friend because his friend has to go back to his home country, and for a while he had to look after the restaurant. But I don't know,
Mhm.
somebody just reported him, and then the a personnel from the immigration office went there, had what they call this
Surprise visit.
it was a surprise visit, and pretended to be a customer and was asking something or something like that. And then at the end of the report, um, he was found out to be engaged in gainful employment. At the end of the day, he was arrested and was detained for, I believe it was at least 3 months before he was able to post bail. So it
Three
was
months.
horrifying, yeah, horrifying experience for him.
What if he's not gaining income? It's like for free.
Yeah, the one who conducted the inspection did not prove that he was earning. All the person proved was the staff was calling him as the manager at that time. So that act can constitute having gainful employment in the Philippines, because of course presumption is, if you are working in a restaurant, you're managing something, if you're doing something, that means you're also being paid, right?
So that's the presumption. That's the general, it's like the default presumption, regardless if the friend is, just a volunteer. But since he's got the title of being the supervisor or the manager
Mm-mm.
at that
The
time.
problem with that, yeah, the problem with that time with him is that he signed some of the payrolls.
Oh no.
So There
Yeah.
was there were documents to that shows he was indeed in charge of the restaurant.
Okay, well, you cannot use that defense like I'm just here to help or volunteer. As long as you're signing some legal papers, then automatically you're considered working, regardless if it's
Correct.
free. Oh my God. And he has to spend three months. That's tough.
Yeah, because at that time, of course, he was new in the Philippines and he didn't know what to do. He didn't know any lawyer or something. And it was eventually that he found out a lawyer that helped him post bail.
But what took them 3 months for him to post bail? Was it really tedious paperwork to go through?
Actually, it's not. Posting bail is not a tedious, but apparently, since he wasn't aware of the procedure, and second, there was somebody who posed to be in connection with the court, and he paid that person certain amount of money, and eventually nothing happened. So the
Oh,
person just ran with his money, and unfortunately, that person happens to be another foreigner. So there are other foreigners in the Philippines that take advantage also with their co-foreigners. That's a very
right.
sad scenario.
Yeah, what to watch out for while you're here in the Philippines, stay away from scammers or stay away, be a law-abiding citizen. But somehow you have to do a reality check because sometimes it's your own people who will cause trouble for you. Well, someone sent me a link to a YouTube channel recently, and on her channel, she's advertising an adult Patreon site. And when you go to her Patreon channel, there's apparently all kinds of naked videos. Doesn't that violate our law about making pornography?
Well, we only have the child pornography law, but considering that she is an adult, her act might fall under Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, which defines cyber sex. So, if there is an engagement of any lascivious activity or exhibition of her sexual organs in any sexual activity using a computer system for a consideration, that act may fall under cyber sex. That is a violation of our law and penalty can go up to 250,000 pesos or imprisonment up to 6 months. So, yeah, be very careful in doing such act with the use of computers.
Well, darn. I guess I can't have, a P after hours Patreon site.
No, just make sure nobody's gonna complain about it. So make everyone happy, so you won't have
Ah,
any complaint.
nah, just kidding. I don't think it's worth it. Prison time? No. But what about if you're sending naked pictures to your boyfriend? What if you're in a long distance relationship? Is it considered acts of lasciviousness or cyber sex?
One of the elements of cyber sex is it is done for favor or consideration. So if there is money involved, then and somebody complains about it that you're doing that sexual conduct, then probably you can be prosecuted. However, if you're doing it privately with your boyfriend and make sure that nobody knows about it, you won't have
Okay.
any problem. Just satisfy your boyfriend so he won't complain.
I won't complain. It's like calling the NBA. Hey, my girlfriend's not satisfying me online, so go get her. Okay, but you've mentioned financial gain. What about if you're supporting your girlfriend? Does that mean financial gain?
Probably, but again, these violations of the law, you have to have a complainant or you have to have somebody who reported you. And if your boyfriend is the one who reported you because you're asking for financial favor in exchange of whatever sexual activity that he wants from you, both of you can be prosecuted. So I don't think he's gonna be reporting you to the authorities.
So yeah, go ahead, guys. If you hate your girlfriend that much, then go ahead and report her. But you can't
But
enter
good
the
luck
Philippines,
to you. Yeah, good luck to you because you're gonna be prosecuted as well.
right? Okay. Well, just making clear, guys. As long as you're doing it privately and to consenting adults, and no one's gonna complain, and no one knows, then whatever floats your boat. So let's talk about videos that are showing kids. I know there are a lot of video creators out there helping the needy. So is it legal to include kids in their videos?
Well, if the context of their video is like, yeah, it is indispensable to show the children. Let's say you are doing a charitable act of feeding the children or providing or giving them school supplies, then these acts are done in a public place, like in a
Mm-hmm.
park or in a school. There's no problem showing videos of these kids. However, if a parent does not allow their kid to appear on the camera or on the video, then you have to respect that one, because the parent can, can complain against you that you force their child to be seen in video or to be seen in a camera. So you have to be just very careful that nobody will complain about it.
A lot of people were asking, are they, because there are foreigners here that want to help the community, and some of them, um, they have their own YouTube channels. So, are they allowed to accept donations intended to help the needy using their YouTube channels?
Generally, nobody is allowed to accept donations unless they have that permit, or they are a registered organization with charters allowing them to accept donation.
Okay, so they should be part of a licensed organization to accept donations.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
a registered organization that allows that has a provision in their purpose that they are accepting donation.
so what if you're blatantly asking for support to feed children and you're not part of a licensed organization? Will you be in trouble for accepting donations and also blatantly asking for donations?
Yes, you might get into trouble for that one. Again, getting into trouble is when somebody files a case or files a complaint against you for such act, because that act is not allowed unless,
Mhm.
again, you have the proper permit for it.
Right. Yeah, because it is, I've heard other people attacking each other doing this. And obviously, their hearts might be in the right place, or they just want to help people. But I think I understand why the government is doing that, because they don't want to exploit the generous donors out there. Because if you're not a licensed charity, there's no way for the donors to check the books or the transparency of the thing. If you want to do that, then you can send your help, your donations to a licensed charity, not to someone doing random vlogs. All right, so I think we have it all covered for today, Gracie. I just want to do a little wrap up for the guys out there. So today we've talked about that a foreigner can work here in the Philippines, like you have the working visa and you have the SRRV, or if you have the 13A visa. Correct, Gracie?
Correct.
All right. So when also, guys, if you're earning anything here in the Philippines, regardless if it's online, and especially if you're under the tourist visa, that might constitute violation of your visa while you're earning here in the Philippines. So make sure, guys, to follow the rules. I think that's it for today, Gracie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much
You're
for
always welcome, P. It's always been a pleasure to be talking to you these things.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, and I'm sure the guys out there appreciate the information you shared with them. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed our segment for today. And as always, I'll be back in just a few days with something to pique your interest. So, bye for now. Bye, Gracie.
Bye, P!
Now, I'd like to take this time to clear something up. I did a video on the transsexual scene here in the Philippines. For some odd reason, I got quite a few questions asking if that means I'm transsexual myself. It's not that I'd be offended if someone honestly thought I was trans, which I'm not. It's the logic, or lack thereof, in asking the question that I find offensive. If I do a story on cam show girls, does that mean I'm a cam show girl myself? And since I did a video about call girls, I guess I'm one of those too? But oh well. I'm about to put the stupid questions to rest. And I have a person here tonight with impeccable credentials and honesty. I've asked Gracie to perform an examination and report her findings right here, right now. Whenever you're ready, Gracie.
Okay, let's have a look.
What the heck? Oh no!
What's this? Oh my god! We're gonna need a bigger boat. By the way, 100% female.
See? I told you. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your pilot, helping you keep your nose up and out of trouble here in the Philippines. The main thrust of my videos is to keep you entertained and informed about the culture here, so you'll have a soft landing when you arrive. Now please exit my cockpit and return to your seats. Hit the thumbs up button on this video, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy some of my other videos while you relax. Once we reach an altitude of 1 mile, all you club members will have full use of the lavatories.